Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're doing the what's next on Xander Zayas, the undefeated Super Welterweight Contender at 154 pounds, following his career best win, a one-sided 10-round unanimous decision victory over former champion Patrick Teixeira. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So Zayas, it was a real nice win over Teixeira. Really kind of cemented where he is right now. It gave him some rounds too. It wasn't, the easiest fight, but Teixeira's a tough, older, a tougher veteran. He's 33, and he didn't just lay down for Zayas, and Zayas just outworked him, out-hustled him. It went 10 full rounds, but it was one-sided, and Zayas, stays undefeated. So now the big question is, what's next for Xander Zayas? Now, Xander Zayas is one of those fighters that he's technically outside of my top 10, just misses my top 10. I actually just updated my top 10 last night, and Zayas just missed the cut. But he's right there knocking on the door, and he's got a name. So I'm doing a what's next on him. He's one of those guys that gets an exception. His highest rating right now is number 3 in the WBO. So let's run through and see what possibly could be coming up for him. We start with former undisputed champion Jermell Charlo. Well, Charlo, 1, he's with the PBC, and 2, he has not yet announced when he's returning to the ring, and if it's even going to be at 154. He said after the Canelo fight last year, yes, that he would return to 154, but he's given up all his belts at 154, so we really don't know for sure. But there's no chance him and Charlo fight. Charlo won't risk it. Tim Tszyu, the former WBO champion, he's coming off the loss to Fundora. He's also with the PBC. I don't see him returning against a guy like Xander Zayas in his first fight back following that defeat. I think it's a tough matchup right there, and I don't see Tszyu taking on Xander Zayas. Then there's Brian Mendoza. Mendoza's coming off of back-to-back losses to Tim Tszyu and then Sergey Bohachuk, and he's also with the PBC. I think the fight would be possible if the promotions could come together for the fight, but I don't think there's a high demand for it, so I'm going to say no. Then there's Sebastian Fundora, the WBC WBO Unified Champ. He is a PBC guy. He's tied in with Errol Spence is what the talk is right now, but we don't know for sure. And then he's also, he's tied in with Errol Spence, but he's also the PBC guy where Zayas is with Top Rank. So this fight is not going to happen. Then you got Erickson Lubin. Lubin, another PBC guy. There's just so many options for the PBC to fight each other. It doesn't make sense to fight a guy like Zayas, so I don't see that one either. Then you got Jesus Ramos, another PBC guy. Would be a good fight. 2 young guys going toe-to-toe, but Ramos is coming off of a loss. I think he returned and got a victory in May, but he had his first loss last year to Lubin by a controversial decision. And again, he's a PBC guy, so not likely to take place. Then you got WBA champion Israel Madrimov. He's fighting Terrence Crawford in August. I don't think him and Zayas would be a fight that people would demand right now anyways, so I don't see that. Then there's former world title challenger Michel Soro, who I think would be perfect for Xander Zayas right now. He's another veteran that has been there, fought at a high level. He's been in the ring with Madrimov. He's been in the ring with Kurbanov. He's been in the ring with Brian Castano, and he's fought well against those guys. So I really think that's a good matchup if he can get Soro to come over from France and fight. That is somewhat of a possibility. Then there's Yoenis Tellez. Don't see that one taking place right now. Tellez, I just don't see. He's up and coming, and I don't think the promotions work together either. You got Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Spence looks like he's fighting Fundora. Crawford's going out for Madrimov. Just Zayas is not a big enough name for them. Charles Conwell, he's the WBC's #1 ranked contender. I think he's going to wait around for a title shot, so I don't think that's possible. Bakram Murtazalayev, I'll tell you right now, if Bob Arum is smart, if one of the higher ranked guys in the IBF don't jump on this title fight right here with Murtazalayev, I think he should go after this fight with Zayas and Murtazalayev, just to get Zayas on the playing field with all the other top guys, because 154 is stacked. So this one is an interesting one because Murtazalayev's the new IBF champion, and he won that vacant belt, so I don't think he has a mandatory due. So Zayas would be a good option. That's one that I would consider. Josh Kelly would be a good matchup, but he's moving up to 160 to fight Liam Smith in his next fight on the Joshua Dubois undercard, so I don't think that one's likely. Sergey Bohachuk is moving on to, it looks like he's going to be fighting Virgil Ortiz in August, so that one is not likely. Plus, Bohachuk is a PBC guy anyways. Then you got Jack Colkay, the former world title challenger, couple-time world title challenger. He's in line, well, no, he's no longer in line. He lost the background Murtazalayev, but as a KG veteran, he might be an interesting opponent for Zayas. But I want to say that Colkay is probably going to lean towards not fighting him. Virgil Ortiz, as I said, is fighting Sergey Bohachuk in August, and Virgil Ortiz, a Golden Boy guy anyway. I don't think Golden Boy and Top Rank would come together for that fight. James Metcalf, there's James Metcalf. Takeshi Inoue would be a good solid one. He's been in the ring before for a world title. He fought Jaime Munguia a few years back. I think that would be an interesting fight right there that Zayas should think about and consider. And then Radza Butayev, but he's a guy, I know he's tied to the PBC before. I don't know if he still is now. But it's going to be interesting to see what Bob Arum can come up with for Xander Zayas, because Top Rank does not really have anybody at 154. It's a damn shame. But it gives Zayas more time to build, but I really think he needs to attack an eliminator, or better yet, potentially look into a showdown with newly crowned IBF champion Bakram Murtazalayev. I think that would be huge. You know, he's the kind of forgotten champion right now. You have all the other guys circling each other. Zayas can throw a monkey wrench into it if Bob Arum can get him a title shot. So, excuse me, we'll see what happens, but that's it. That's what I got. That's my what's next on Xander Zayas, the undefeated 154-pound contender coming off of his career best win, a 10-round unanimous decision victory over former champion Patrick Teixeira. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.